I'm Dr. C. Nageshwari, Principal in Sri Indira Ganeshan Institute of Medical Science, College of Physiotherapy. Dear students, today we will see what are the types of human tissue, and this portion is being covered in your both anatomy and your physiology. So, we have the following types of tissues. What are tissues is, if you have, we all know what are cells. So, cells, the group of cells we call them as tissues. So, in human tissue we have 4 types of human tissues. They are the muscular tissue, epithelial tissue, connective tissue and the nervous tissue. So, if we go to the muscular tissue, there are still 3 types of muscle tissue, that is the cardiac tissue, the skeletal tissue and the smooth tissue. The cardiac tissue is being attached to the heart, skeletal tissue is attached to the bones, and smooth muscle tissue, it is the internal organs and the blood vessels. So, first we will see what is cardiac muscle. So, the cardiac tissue which is present in the cardiac muscle, so it is the description is that it is having branching and it having a striated cells, it is fused at the plasma membrane. So, what are the location of the cardiac? We all know the location is only in the heart. So, cardiac tissues, cardiac muscles, it is present only in the heart. So, the pumping of the blood in the circulatory system is its function. So, they are located only in the walls of the heart. If we take the skeletal muscle, they are the voluntary muscles. So, only when we want to do a work, the skeletal muscle has its role. So, it is a voluntary muscle and it is very much long and it is a striated muscles. It is made up of striated cells with nuclei. Where are they are located is, they are located at the skeletal muscles. So, what are the functions is, the contractions of the voluntary movements, that is whatever movement which we want to do, that is being done by the skeletal muscles, only the voluntary movements, not the involuntary movements, but the cardiac and the smooth muscles are the involuntary movements. When we come to the smooth muscles, so they are the type of muscles which are very long, spindle shaped cells, and they are each with a single nucleus. Where are they located is in the hollow organs, example stomach, that is we won't tell our stomach to contract, we won't tell our uterus to contract, we won't tell our fallopian tubes or we won't tell our esophagus do this movement, peristaltic movement, you do that, we won't command a blood vessel to contract or relax. So, all these things are replaced by the smooth muscles. So, this is also not in under our control, it is also the involuntary muscle. So, the functions is the propulsion of the substances along the internal passage, that is during the process of micturition. If one wants to go for avoiding of urine, the smooth muscles goes for the contraction. So, there is an opening of the external sphincter, so that the urine which is present in the bladder, urinary bladder, it is getting propelled outside. Similarly, during the parturition, that is during the childbirth, the uterus has to contract so that the baby will come out because of the help of the contraction of the smooth muscles present in the uterus. So, this is not under our control, smooth muscles are involuntary and it is not voluntary. Next type of tissue is the epithelial tissue. In this epithelial tissue, there are still 3 more types, that is the squamous, cuboidal and the columnar. In this there is also 2 types, that is if their tissues are arranged in a single layer, we call them as a simple. If they are arranged in more than 1 layer, we can call them as a stratified. So, the epithelial cell shapes, that is squamous, that is since they are arranged like a linear, linear means straight, since they are arranged in that pattern, we call them as a squamous. If the cells are arranged in the cuboidal, that is the cell is having cube shapes, we call them as a cuboidal epithelial cells, and if the cells are straight, that is long and straight, we call them as a columnar epithelial cells. So, simple squamous epithelial cells. So, the description is they are single layer of the flattened cells, they are located in the blood vessels, the walls of the lungs. Their main function is the diffusion. They help in the diffusion process, that is when we go for a respiration, we are breathing in oxygen, we are exhaling out carbon dioxide. So, during this process there is a diffusion of O2 and inhalation of O2 and exhalation of CO2. So, this process between the alveoli and the blood capillaries is done by the simple squamous epithelia by the process of diffusion. Then coming to the simple cuboidal epithelia, they are the single layer of cuboidal like cells, they have a little bit of small microvilli, that is they have a small amount of projections, that small amount of projections is to increase the space of the cell. They are located in the part of gut lining, that is gut means gastrointestinal tract, then part of the respiratory tract lining. So their main function is secretion, is absorption. That is, if they want to secrete hormones, like digestive hormones, we need the functions of the cells to secrete. If we are having a mucus irritation, you think we go for outside somewhere and we are getting irritated by our nose, that is because the mucus lining present inside the nose, it gets irritated, so we get the secretion of the mucus. Then absorption is when we can go for the small intestine, what it is doing, it will try to absorb what are all the important things necessary, important nutrients, water necessary for our human body. After the absorption only, it will leave the content to the large intestine. So their main function is secretion and absorption. Simple columnar epithelial cells, they are as the name, they are very simple and they are arranged in a single layer. They have microvilli also. They are located in the part of gut lining and it is also located in the respiratory tract also. Their function is secretion and absorption. Stratified squamous epithelial cells. Stratified means if the cell layers are arranged in more than one layer, we call them as stratified squamous epithelium. Pseudo stratified, that is, pseudo means false, we call that as false, that is they are presenting like they are having a multiple layers of cells, but they will be as a single layer of cells. So we call them as a pseudo stratified ciliated columnar epithelial cells. The next type is the connective tissue. The connective tissue consists of, that is, it is also one of the tissue, it consists of 6 types of connective tissue, that is loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, adipose tissue, blood, cartilage and the bone. In this loose connective tissue, that is, it is having as the name indicates, it is a little bit of loosely arranged, and the common locations are, it is located under the skin, the epithelia. The function of it is elasticity and the support. For this we can give an example that under the skin and most epithelia, that is we can even call the places which are directly under the skin, we can call it as a loose connective tissue. Areolar connective tissue. Areola, that is, it consists of the elastic fibers, collagen fibers and the fibroblast nuclei. The dense connective tissue. The dense connective tissue is it is having a little bit of more complicated structures compared to the loose connective tissue. So they are located mainly in the tendon, skin and the kidney capsules. Their main functions is support and elasticity. Though both the cartilages are having elasticity, since the dense connective tissue is having a little bit of the space between the cells is very less, so they help in the process of supporting. Fibrous connective tissue. The fibrous connective tissue, that is the collagen and everything will be in the fibrous type, that is with a layer of fiber like type, so we call them as a fibrous connective tissue. The next type is the adipose tissue, that is fat we tell. So these are located under the skin, around the kidneys, around the heart, that is they are mainly located around all the internal organs for the process of protecting them. Because the internal organs which are like heart and kidney, they need a little bit of safety, so most of these organs are covered by the adipose tissue, and even under the skin we are having the adipose tissue that will maintain the temperature regulation of our body. So their function is for the energy reserve, insulation and padding. They are protecting from our skin from the external environment, then it is also having a padding effect. So this is the diagram of it. So next, blood is also one of the connective tissue. It is a fluid connective tissue. Blood, we can tell everything, that is the blood includes RBC, WBC, platelets and everything. So blood is one of the liquid connective tissue. So this is how we take the blood smear. Then coming to the cartilage. The cartilage, it is also one of the connective tissue. There are 3 types of cartilage: hyaline cartilage, elastic cartilage and the fibrocartilage. The hyaline cartilage, you can see the structure, how the hyaline cartilage looks like. So this is the feature of the elastic cartilage, how it looks in the microscope. Then you can see what is how the fibrous cartilage looks. So what is the specification is this? That is the cartilage role according to the present, where it is present, that is elastic cartilages, it is present. We can tell the example of ear. Ear is having the elastic cartilage, epiglottis is having the elastic cartilage. Then fibrous cartilage, they are present in the skull, that is in between the lobes, the temporal lobe and the parietal lobes, they get united, isn't it? That is the bone, the frontal bone and the temporal bone, they get united with the help of the fibrous cartilage. They are very strong enough. Then hyaline cartilage, which are present in the joints, that is it is protecting our joints, it is present protecting in between, it is present in between the articulating surfaces of the bones, long bones. So we call them as the hyaline articular cartilage. Then the bone. Bone is one of the connective tissue. The bones, that is they are cells which helps in the formation of bone, we call them as osteoblast cells, and the cells which helps in the destruction of bone, we call it as the osteoclast cells. So the osteocytes are nothing but the bone cells. The other name for bone cells is the osteocytes. Next comes the nervous tissue. The nervous tissue is one of the type of tissue. The nervous tissue consists of neurons. The neurons, as we studied from the 7th and 8th standard, it is having a cell body, it is having a cyton, that is cell body or a cyton, with as usual other cell organelles possess every features the nervous tissue possess. Then it consists of an axon and the dendron. So these are the types of tissues, and this is the dendrite, how it is being located, that is the cyton, the inside of the cyton. So thank you for patient listening.